Greetings, my
Hey sister, how you doing? Did you know that you're beautiful, beautiful? Hey sister, there ain't no choosing. Did you know that you're beautiful, beautiful?
Greetings, Salaam alaikum, namaste, etesem, bawani, and the list goes on. My name is Psycholinguistics and you are here on the Eyeame channel. Welcome. I know it's February, but I've not been given opportunity yet, so Happy New Year. I hope the first month of 2022 has been everything that you've requested for it to be. So, we are starting off with our Valentine's series, a series created for young sisters to learn from my experiences so you don't have to. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing my most recent experience on a dating app, and I want to share my thoughts, feelings and theories that I have with some of my experiences. So the dating app that I chose was Filled. Actually, let me give us somewhat of a background. So I was on my staycation, it was coming to an end, I was on the phone to one of my sisters and I was explaining one of my fantasies, and I was saying, you know, based on how I conduct myself, it's very unlikely that fantasy will be fulfilled. And she was like, no sis, there's like places for that. One of the disadvantages to being celibate, especially for as long as I have been, is that I can no longer partake in, you know, fun. Like, there has to be so many levels to be reached before I can even contemplate sharing my body again. And obviously there's a good thing with that, and not that I was sharing myself willy-nilly beforehand, it's just that now, like, certain things just get locked off before they even begin. I woke up blanketed in guilt. I felt like I had no discipline, no self-control, no respect for myself. I had no boundaries. I thought because I've been, you know, trading, I'm a celebrity for so long, that I had sexual discipline. And to a certain extent I do, don't get twisted, because the people that I was conversing with, they were literally like, they were a drive away. However, there was a lot that was playing in my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, I've come for my staycation, now I'm here doing this, what's my reasoning? Did I have goals for the beginning of the year? I have plans for this year. And I was borderline panic attack. And then I had to say to myself, you know what, Kaikua, breathe. First things first, you can, for such a long time, you've been focusing on yourself and you've been suppressing a very prominent sexual side to you. So how about, as we're getting older, we try to navigate all of these versions of us simultaneously? Let's try that. So I thought, let's just give it 24 hours. If nobody else pops up to intellectually stimulate me, I will excuse myself. So Sunday morning comes, I'm scrolling through my likes, who's connected with me, and I see this person. Sisters, I kid you not, this guy looks like someone from my dream. He fit the idea very, very closely. So I went through his pictures, I saw his information, we engaged in conversation, and it was okay, it was good, it was good. Then hours passed and he asked me for a picture. I was nervous, but I sent him the picture anyway. And my theory is that that's when the conversation completely declined. Not completely, slowly faded out. That's more accurate. He complimented me, said I was beautiful and stuff like that, which is actually another lesson. Dating apps are going to, like, if you are not humble and grounded, they will blow your head. All the comments, oh, you're so pretty, oh, you're so beautiful. Someone said to me, oh, you look edible, you look yummy, like, and then the other sexual things that happen as well. Let's be honest. Like, do not let your ego be activated. Use your brain, pay attention. Okay. So anyway, going back to the story, I think he didn't find me physically attractive. The thing is, if I don't find you attractive, or there's something that I don't like, I'm just going to say to you, it was so lovely getting to meet you, or thank you for this conversation, and I'll cut it off, because I don't think there's point in wasting one's time. He was still continuing to engage in conversation with me. Now my sister, on the other hand, I let one of my sisters and one of my brothers see what was going on, like some of it. What my sister said that he was starting conversation initially and I completely missed it. So when I looked back at the conversation again and I reevaluated, I was like, which was very shocking because like face to face, I am very much so paying attention to your body language, what you're saying. Like I think I'm quite good at that, but online I'm not. Okay, noted. And then one of my brothers agreed that like, yeah, Kikes, he does not look like he likes gal like you, which is understandable. I think two or three other guys, we were talking, I don't know, for a few hours, asked for the picture, sent them the picture, disconnected from me. It happens. It's very humbling and it's very grounding. Like, don't get gassed. Don't, like, for every 20 people that think you're beautiful, there's going to be 2-3 people that think you're clapped. There were a few people, it was evident that there was no romantic connection there, but it was definitely platonic. There was like a, do you know what I mean? You know when you are from London, you're African or Caribbean, there's a lingo there, especially if you're from the same area, there's an automatic banter that takes place, which is fun, but I also am aware that these are very shallow, subtle interactions that will probably dwindle out soon. Then there was someone, what should I call him? Doritos just came to me. Okay, so Doritos reached out to me. Again, we were conversing. He's actually, I think, a couple of years older than me, 7 years older than me. He was in a relationship. He's in an open relationship where they have women enter the relationship. Now, this was the lesson. You've not seen the staycation video yet, but it's gonna start coming out. I watched Insecure and I can't remember the sister's name. Issa's best friend, let me try to find her name, give me 2 seconds. Molly, her name is Molly. Molly started dating a man that was married. They were in an open marriage. That is not, that's all I can say on that. Anyway, I engaged in conversation because for me, it was just experience. Anyway, we're conversing. I can see by his bio that he's in a relationship. So I just said to him, like, please can you confirm that your partner would be more than happy for us to interact? He said, yeah, of course. So I checked his profile again and they were looking for a unicorn. I'm not bisexual, I'm straight. And so I explained to him, you know, I've been out of the game for some time. I don't think I should be jumping in and this be my first interaction. And to which he responded, let's just be friends then. Like, if it gets to there, it gets to there. If not, at least we're friends. And I thought, you know what? I'm not meeting this person. Like, cool, let's be brethren. Come in. So the following day comes, he sends me a good morning text. Sisters, please, this is another lesson. Please find out, I don't know how, I literally think it's only through experience, unfortunately. Find out how people gain access, how people get the pin to your emotional body. One of the ways you get to do that for me is good morning text. We're conversing throughout the day. Come evening time, something happened. He said that he was a Pisces, but he was moving like a Gemini. It's like completely 2 different people. He became very arrogant and spoke constantly about himself. And, you know, I was asking a few questions about him and he was just talking about success and legends in the most non-humility infused way possible. And it was an instant turn off. Like, my yoni, let me make note of that as well. I've never had this experience before. Sisters, being on the app allowed for me, I became sexually aroused for hours. I would say from Saturday evening to Monday afternoon, I was at a heightened state of arousal. It made it difficult for me to go to sleep. It would have been easy for me to, you know, indulge in myself, release the tension. I thought, you know what? Let me really test my discipline. Like, let me just feel this sensation and manage myself. There was this touch, like everything to me was sensitive. I almost wanted to take my bra off. Everything was just so overstimulating. So be mindful of that. You might not have that experience. I think my theory behind it is because it's been for almost 4 years, like an absolute no. Now that the option presented itself, it was like, ooh. Let me prepare. So keep in mind, and also just because your body feels that sensation, feels that arousal, doesn't mean that you have to act out on it. Okay. Going back to the guy, he completely did a 180, and for me that was just like, thank you, I'm coming off this app. And when I paid attention, it had actually zapped a lot of my time anyway, and I was honest. I shared this with the people that I was talking to. I said, you know what, I'm coming off the app, thank you so much for this conversation, like I wish you all the best, I hope you find what you're looking for. It was really interesting. There was 2 responses. One was like, oh, that's a shame, but you know what, no problem, I hope you find what you're looking for too, I get it. And then other people were like, can we still be in contact? Can we still, essentially that's what they were saying, like, whoa, slow down sis, where are you off to? Like, I've not finished talking to you yet. And I found that response to be very interesting, because if that was to play out in real life, if someone says I'm leaving and they've not said I want to stay in contact with you, you wouldn't offer that. So I just found it interesting how it transfers, how the dynamic transfers online. In reference to the other guy, Doritos, what did he say? See, I want to go look at the conversation. He said basically like, how are we going to be able to keep in contact? I said, well, I'm not comfortable giving out my phone number, I don't have a Snapchat, so this is kind of it. It zapped my energy. To which he responded, well shit, hit me up when you have time because you're hella dope and I really want to keep in contact with you. The initial thought could be, me? What? Wow, he thinks I'm so special. He doesn't know if I'm dope. He doesn't know. He mentioned like he mentioned earlier on in the conversation, my beauty being worth him traveling for. Even though we already established that this was going to be a non-sexual interaction, I said, these words they're not permeable. Me, I'm concrete. You mad? Yeah, so just be really mindful of, the term is psycholinguistics, how, not saying that he was using it intentionally, but just being aware how certain words invoke certain feelings. Don't just listen to what people are saying. In critical thinking, there's implicit assumption and explicit assumption. Pay attention to what's happening underneath. I said that my energy had been zapped, my time had been taken, and he didn't even say, do you know what, I rate it, go do what you're doing. He was focused on himself. Keep in mind, these are all the things that we should be paying attention to. Not so that we can be hypercritical and, over-analysing and observing everything, but it's because, let me talk for myself, I am sensitive. And so I need to have a really strong filter, that's the best word, a really strong filter up, so that anybody that does come through, we are going to serve each other. It's not going to be something negative as a final outcome. So I think the final thing he said is, please give me the opportunity to continue building a bond with you. Sisters, we had not built a bond. It definitely wasn't a bond. It was a conversation, it was an interaction. That's how I feel about it. Maybe I'm detached, I don't know. I don't think so. It was nothing substantial or weighty enough to use such words. And I don't want these words to be used in your DMs and for you to be like, I'm so special. This is why. As much as it's lovely to feel desired and pursued and chased after, we have to use our minds, sisters. This is what I wish I knew back then, so I'm letting you lots know now. If we look at this as a business contract, this is a man that is willing to invest and travel and spend time with and form bonds with a person that he doesn't even know what service or product I'm providing. Then it leads me to now question, well, what is it then? What comes to me is like attachment theory. Are you afraid of rejection? Another thing you have to be being mindful of when you're on dating apps, like rejection is a part of it. You have to have the resilience, the bounce back, the ability, the agility to like not let it, weigh you down. And so I don't know what number this is, but maybe like the 5th, 6th thing is that I know my pattern and I know the type of people I attract. So before I was celibate, I know that I attract people, or I used to, let me use my Ashe, I used to attract people that needed fixing, that needed comforting, that needed mothering, that needed my feminine healing powers, my magic to make them feel better. Unfortunately, that service is up and I don't have the energy or resource or desire to continue fixing people. That's not what I want moving forward. What I would love to leave you with is, if we had to purchase sexual energy, it would be so expensive. And with that, make mindful payments, make mindful decisions, use your sexual money, use your sexual energy wisely. Don't get that twisted with me saying wait till marriage, because I don't even believe in that. Don't take it for, you have to settle with the one man. I'm not saying that either. I do think there is very much so a need for exploration, but I'm saying make a decent investment, something that you're gonna gain profit from. With that being said, I've exposed myself. Bless up, take care, and I am in everything.